guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Tania Bright. I am a student astrologer and a tarot reader. And in today's video, we are going to be doing your May 2020 month ahead readings, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about some astrological events going on in the month of May. If you've already seen this part of the video, go ahead and fast forward to your tarot reading. I will be linking a timestamp down below or on the screen somewhere in case you want to fast forward to it. My tarot readings are always timeless, and this one is going to resonate with your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. A lot of you ask, which placement do I watch for? Watch for all 4 placements, and whatever readings resonates, will resonate, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So quick disclaimer before I get into the astrology portion, I am still a student when it comes into astrology. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to teach. I am simply just going to mention and broadly talk about these events just so you know what's going on this month, and if you want to look further into it, then you can. But for month ahead readings, I feel like it's really important that we talk about what is going on astrologically. So by the middle of May, we are going to have 4 planets going retrograde. We already have Pluto going retrograde. That started April 24th. And then the next planet to go retrograde, I believe, is Saturn. Let me double check. Okay, and then the next planet we're going to have retrograde is Saturn. It's going retrograde in Capricorn on May 11th. Soon after that, we're going to have Venus going retrograde in Gemini May 13th. And then literally the next day, we're going to have Jupiter going retrograde in Capricorn May 14th. So lots of retrogrades going on. We also have the super moon on the 7th in Scorpio, and that is going to be a big, intense energy. So what retrogrades do is it forces us to look inward. Retrogrades are a period of reflection, perfecting things, reviewing things. So I feel like this month is really going to be about solidifying ourselves and starting to sort of settle into our own energies. I feel like, April and all of the previous months, we were going through purges, we were going through transformations, we were losing a lot, gaining a lot. We were going through major pivot points. And now I think it's kind of time to reflect on everything we've gone through, everything we've learned. I feel like we're coming into Taurus season with more of a knowing, an inner knowing, knowing what we want, knowing what we don't want, knowing what we have, knowing what we don't have. And we didn't have that pleasure in April or any of the previous months. So that's what kind of gives this season a step up, is we've learned so much. So let's talk about the Venus in Gemini retrograde. That one is super notorious because it's also being squared it is also being squared Neptune in Pisces. So then you have Venus, the planet of values, beauty, creation. It's about romance, pleasure, partnerships, art. And that energy is being flavored by Gemini. Gemini is also very social and playful. It's the planet of intellectual, logical thinking. It's a planet of communication, both written, verbal, however we want to communicate. It's also the sign of duality. It's the sign of socials. It kind of rules social media along with Aquarius. I like to say Gemini rules it too as well. So what I think this combination of energies is going to do is with Gemini here, it's going to allow us to communicate, to vocalize what we're thinking and feeling, which we struggled with as a collective. I feel like a lot of us were struggling with throat chakra, and this Gemini energy really comes in and uplifts that struggle. So I feel like a lot of us are going to, since Venus is going retrograde, we're going to be having honest internal conversations with ourselves about what we truly do value, how we look at ourselves and how much we value ourselves and other people, and kind of what is the pecking order, what is the list of importance, in terms of the people around us, the materials we have, ourselves. I feel like we're really going to start to file that and categorize that and figure out what's important to us and what's not. Venus also rules desires, so I feel like a lot of us are going to uncover what it is that we truly desire out of life, and we're going to have sort of an honest conversation with ourselves about whether or not we are on track to getting that, to making that happen? You know, are we actually doing what we love, or are we, you know, doing something because of the money? Are we doing something because of, you know, material gains? Which I'm noticing with the energy, money and the value of it is kind of like decreasing a little. Like, you know, we're not spending as much as we used to because we're not going out anymore. We're starting to save a lot more. Like, I feel like money is starting to become less of like a luxury thing, because to some extent with quarantine, a lot of like our luxuries, especially when going out, you know, got taken away from us. So I feel like the value of money, you know, we were sort of, and I was talking about this in my previous video, we were in a position where we wanted more and more and more, and ever since quarantine happened, we're kind of like just okay with what we need. And I feel like that still rings true throughout the month of May. And for most of May, we are going to be in Taurus season, and Taurus also deals with finances and material gains and losses. So I still see some of us going to struggle with that. I still see some of us are going to, you know, be dealing with money loss, or just changing maybe how we make our money. I can see that being a theme throughout the month of May. Now, Venus is also the planet of creativity, and Gemini is the planet of, Gemini is the sign of, you know, handiwork, doing things with our hands. It's also a creative energy as well. It's highly, highly creative, very, very intelligent. So I feel like a lot of us are going to get crafty, get smart about our resources, get creative about, you know, our money, and really learning how to use that to its utmost value. Maybe even get creative on ways to bring in more income. I see a lot of us maybe even diving into hobbies more, because Gemini rules hobbies. So I see a lot of us diving into our hobbies and learning how to profit off them, learning how to make money off them. So I see, you know, artists, you know, learning how to sell their art, promote their art, you know, getting smart when it comes to that, because Gemini is also a salesman. It's salesman energy. Like, Gemini knows how to talk you into whatever it wants. So another aspect that definitely plays into like sort of money and finances is the Jupiter and Pluto conjunction. We have Jupiter, which rules expansion, but we have Pluto, which rules debt. So when you put those combinations together, we can kind of see like maybe global debts, or people sort of like getting in trouble for their debts. I would handle your financial situation as much as possible this month. I would really try to knock those out. Now, another thing I think is super interesting is there's sort of like this spiritual aspect to the Jupiter and Pluto conjunction, because Jupiter rules, you know, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, gurus, teachers, spirituality, and we have Pluto, which is wanting to know more, wanting to dig deeper. So I see there is a spiritual awakening sort of going on with the collective. I see a lot more people getting into tarot and astrology. And I also feel like because quarantine happened and our world sort of it shook up a bit, and it drastically changed so fast, people turned to spirituality for answers, because there really is an energy of like power to the people here. We have like a lot of Gemini and Aquarius energy going on here, and like I said, those signs rule the internet. So I feel that there's a lot of power here with the internet. There's a lot of power here when you make a YouTube video or you post a tarot card reading or whatever. You reach a lot of people, you influence a lot of people. And I feel like if you are going to be an influencer or a guru or a teacher or astrologer, tarot reader, whatever you want to call yourself, if you're going to be doing that, I feel like it's important that we spread a message that is optimistic. I feel like it's important that we spread the message of, you know, raising the like vibrational energy here as a collective. There's a YouTuber who, I think her name's like Pam Gregory or something like that. I'll leave her YouTube link down below, but she has a book where she talks about how you can actually measure someone's thoughts. All right, so that's what like the idea of manifestation is that, you know, what we are internalizing and thinking, you know, we can actually project out. Now with quarantine, we have a lot of us sort of like being, you know, in close like proximity to a lot of other people, so we're very much affected by their energy and they're very much affected by ours. So I feel like it's really important that we're having like a sense of awareness of what we are projecting out. Be aware of the energies you put out, and so that way we can work better as a collective and we can try to raise ourselves as a collective, because there is also this energy of like a blank canvas here, and that energy has been there since the beginning of the year when we had all of those time resets. We're sort of like in a position right now where we're creating like a whole new like era almost, you know what I mean? We have a lot of like social structures and government structures crashing right now, and when something crashes, you know, we have to rebuild. Tower moment in tarot, when it crashes, you got to rebuild a stronger, firmer foundation. So I almost feel like the collective is going through like their own major tower moment. I see 2020 as like this giant tower moment, but I'm not gonna get too into that, okay? I'm gonna keep it very broad and general, because then this video would be hours long. Alright, so let's talk about the supermoon in Scorpio. So full moons and supermoons, they have this energy of like endings, completion, because it's the moon cycle completing itself. So it's this energy of, you know, closing those doors, laying things to rest, but it can also have the energy of like shedding light on situations we might not know about, because the moon sheds light on darkness. So when we have a supermoon, it means that the moon is closer to Earth in proximity and it becomes really big, and that means its energy can be felt more, its energy is a lot more amplified. But when we have a supermoon in a water sign, more specifically Scorpio, that energy is extra emotional and intense, because Scorpio is a sign of intensity. So with this supermoon, I see a lot of secrets sort of coming up to surface, because Scorpio rules like hidden areas of life. So this, you know, this might not have to be like a scandalous secret, but it could be like secrets within the self, parts of ourselves that we didn't really know, or parts of ourselves that were kind of like taboo, you know, we start to recognize with this supermoon energy. Now supermoons also have to be about release, so whatever surfaces, we need to let go, all right? Because then we start the new moon cycle, and we want to be starting fresh. We want to handle the problems that actually come to light during the supermoon. I see issues of trust here as well, because Scorpio energy always struggles with trust and loyalty and betrayal. Those are major themes for Scorpio energy. So I see a lot of us sort of dealing with who we trust and who trusts us, and you know, can I rely on this person? Can I not rely on this person? Is this person loyal to me? Am I loyal to them? I can see us having that conversation during the supermoon. Now, another thing that Pam Gregory talks about is how Scorpio's ancient ruler is Mars, okay? So Scorpio energy does not flinch. It's very similar to Aries energy, where it's like, I need to make this happen. The thing that the supermoon might give us is hyper focus, because Scorpio has the ability to literally focus all of its energy on its goal and be so diligent and so fixated on its goal that it will not give up, it will not release until it has completed it. So I feel like a lot of us are going to have drive. A lot of us are going to, you know, want to make a plan, want to get things done, and I really love that, you know, as it goes hand in hand with like people starting up new businesses and people diving into their creative hobbies. So I kind of like that energy for the month of May. So the last thing I also want to talk about is Venus being squared Neptune in Pisces. So it's interesting because it's also in Gemini. Gemini is the energy of logical thinking, of knowing, and then we have it squared Neptune, which is and Pisces, which is the energy of like delusion, imagination, the spirit world. Think like 12th house energy, where it's like the part in the brain that's so deep in the subconscious that it's hard to bring it forward. So I feel like with these two energies, we're going to sort of go through this period. It's like where we know, and we understand it, and then we don't know, and we don't understand it. And especially when Venus is in retrograde, I feel like we're going to struggle a lot with what is true. I almost see like the Venus energy is like a plane going through a cloud, and it's like when it's, you know, in this cloud and it's especially squared Neptune, it's like clouded energy we can't see. We can't fully understand. It's like I can't see the big picture. And then as soon as it ends and it exits the cloud, then it's like boom, awakening moment, oh, epiphany moment, oh, I finally understand. I see us sort of going back and forth with those energies like throughout the retrograde. I see us sort of like having this understanding, thinking that we get it, and then not freaking getting it at all, and then having epiphanies, and then understanding a little bit more, only to find out the more we know, the less we know type energy. That's kind of what I pick up on. Astrologers like to say this is not the time to make major changes, major decisions, and that's because you don't want to make a decision when you're on a plane in a cloud, you know what I mean? You don't want to make a decision when you don't have all of the information. You don't want to make a decision when you aren't seeing the full bigger picture yet. And of course, that's not to say you can't, you know, make that move, or you can't, you know, make that big change. I think it's just, I think the message here is more about just being cautious and making sure that you are doing any type of research, any type of investigative work needed in order to properly make that decision. So the last theme that I want to mention is the theme of heart chakra. There's this YouTuber that I absolutely adore, and I love to watch his YouTube channel, Esoteric Healing. He did a video about healing throughout May and how we've sort of moved from like heart chakra from throat chakra down to heart chakra, and now the collective is sort of struggling with that. So there could be feelings of like anxieties, sadness, like heavy just feelings in the heart chakra right now. And when the heart chakra is affected, Sky was talking about how our crown chakra, our thoughts also get affected. The two go hand in hand, heart, feelings, and thoughts, right? So I feel what's important here is as our heart and our feelings are going through these waves of ups and downs, that we take care of the heart chakra. We keep our mind strong and leveled. It's really, really important that you do that, otherwise you might get lost in like all of the ups and downs and the chaotic energy that's going on within your feelings. When dealing with, you know, all these emotions, I really recommend capitalizing on all that Gemini energy that we have, especially that Venus energy, sort of like turn that pain into art. Write it out. You can write poetry, write stories, write whatever, but Gemini rules like written communication, so write out how you feel. I also see a lot of us speaking publicly on how we feel, and I see that being very therapeutic, not only to, you know, yourself for releasing it, but also to other people for hearing it. Because Gemini isn't just about talking, it's about listening as well. Talking about things publicly really just brings us together a bit as a collective, and it helps us connect a bit more. I see a huge, just like, how do I say this? Like I'm seeing in my head, like I see a huge like spike almost in internet connections and socializing on the internet, and that being a lot more acceptable, especially because of quarantine. It's kind of the only way we could socialize, but I see that staying true for many years to come after this. Alright, that's kind of all I have to say. Like I said, I wanted to keep it super broad. If you want to dive into any of these events, I will be listing them in the description box down below. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the tarot portion of this video. What's up, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your May 2020 tarot reading. So we are going to be pulling oracles as per usual, tarot for the week to week, and confirmation cards. But this time we are also going to be pulling some mini tarot to see what gift you are going to get this month. As you know, Venus likes to gift people, and we have a Venus retrograde going on. So I'm just curious to see as to what that gift might be. So I'm going to give this a quick little shuffle, and then we're going to go ahead and pull these oracle cards and see what's going on with your energy. Leo, I have like really good vibes for you guys this month, I feel like, and I hate the word vibes, but you know what I mean. Like, I just have good energy like that I'm picking up on here for y'all. I feel like y'all are really going to be like a leader to some extent, or y'all are really going to like step into your power this month. There is like this energy of like a crowning moment, and I mean that metaphorically. It's like a crown you place on yourselves. It's like you guys finally understand, like, I, you know, went through what I went through for a reason, and I came out of it so much stronger, and like you really see all that play out. So let's see what oracle messages we have going on this month. Ooh, that came flying. Shadow. Oof. All right. So here are your oracle messages. I see a lot of good stuff, as expected. Ooh, we got prosperity begins. Look at that. Base chakra. All right. So first we have third eye chakra, conflict and defeat, the shadow, prosperity begins, hey, transformation, patience and planning, fertility, base chakra, material and spiritual prosperity, intuition, and partnerships and alliances. Let me fix my camera a bit. There we go. All right, let me move this over. So one card that really sticks out to me here is the partnerships and alliances card, Leo. I feel like this is your month to sort of network. This is your month to make important connections that, you know, help you advance in your career, connections that help you heal. I see kind of like, I don't want to throw around words like twin flames and shit, because I tend to think twin flames come with lessons, but I kind of see people coming to you more so for like as a support, like your support system. And I feel like every connection that you make this month is kind of vital, and I think it's important that y'all make real ones. Sorry, I'm like fixing my bangs, but anyway, I feel like y'all need to make real ones, but I think the most important connections for y'all are like networking, work connections. And that's not to say social climb or anything, but find people that you believe in and who believe in you, and grow with them and work with them, because y'all have like material and spiritual prosperity here, patience and planning, prosperity begins. So I really see y'all working with other people, because, you know, the more you work with people, the quicker you grow. And that's also why I think this intuition card is here. I think it's important that y'all trust your gut feeling on who you can work with, who you can't, who might be trying to social climb, who might be a snake, shit like that. Trust your gut feeling on it. Really reach out and build connections. I love that we have the spiritual prosperity and prosperity begins. Like I was saying, I feel like this is going to be a good month for y'all. I feel like this is a month where y'all kind of step out of your funk. For a while there, Leo was in kind of like just like a rough mindset. Y'all were dealing with a lot of the shadow stuff. Y'all were dealing with a lot of like tower moments, fake ass people, stuff like that. And I feel like y'all purged and y'all like cleansed out that energy. And then last month, like, was your month to kind of like sit still for a second. And I think this is now y'all's month to sort of get the ball rolling. Not in like, you know, a big crazy way, because with all the retrogrades we have going on, you don't want to make big old jumps. But I feel like this is where y'all sort of like start to like get noticed. You know what I mean? Like people start to, you know, maybe notice your artwork or notice like your videos or something like that. And I feel like that's what this prosperity is. And I like that the patience and planning card is here, because everybody needs to practice patience this month. Everybody does. We got 4 planets in retrograde, but I think by planning, it's kind of like, what can you do this month to make next month the month you boom? You know what I mean? Kind of like sit on that, think on that, see what you can do, because June is a big month. I've been saying that. I love that we have fertility here, because I feel like y'all are really gonna be creative and have lots of ideas on how you can advance and improve and progress. But most importantly, I think y'all are gonna get creative. Like y'all are gonna use what the resources you have to its utmost value. Y'all are gonna come up with ideas that are truly like like, yes, this is gonna sell, this is gonna do well. And I think y'all know that. Like, you can feel the creativity kind of coming back in, and I feel like it hasn't been with y'all for a hot minute. And I think it has been with y'all for a hot minute because of the funk you were in. Like, I kind of see it as like hard times are over, Leo. It was over in April, but this is the month where you move forward from it now. Y'all had your sleep, and now it's time to wake up and get going again. I feel momentum picking up for Leos. For a while there, the momentum was just not there. I also feel like, Leo, this is the month where y'all kind of like see what it is you want, and it's all about planning on how you're going to get it. I love that we have the shadow and the transformation. I feel like this is old. Even the conflict and defeat, I feel like this is old news. All right, I don't feel like y'all are going to have any more tower moments. And I don't feel like y'all are walking into the shadow. I think y'all are still in the shadow, but now we're walking out of it. Does that make sense? So you might have, you know, a few things that you face on the way out, but you're still on your way out. So don't get like discouraged, or don't feel like you're still, you know, moving in the direction that you're not. I think you are. I think you're very much moving towards, you know, lighter times now. And for Leo, like, the big thing that, you know, the big message that pops up in my head is mindset. And I think that's why it's important that you work on your root. I feel like your mindset is, like, your biggest power this month. For, like, Sagittarius, it was their throat. For y'all, it's your crown. And oh my God, that's why I was saying crowning moment earlier. Holy shit. Crown chakra. And I know it didn't pop up, but I really do believe, like, your crown chakra is your strongest, like, your biggest weapon. Your mind is your biggest weapon. The way you think, the way you wake up in the morning and go about your day, the way you view people, the way you keep yourself in check, the way that you uplift yourself, that's all your power. It's kind of like you can be your biggest best friend this month, or you could be your biggest enemy this month, Leo, and it's kind of all in your hands. And if you want to be the biggest, you know, your biggest best friend, y'all really soar. If you want to be your biggest enemy, well, y'all kind of run back into that shadow, and y'all just left that shadow. You really did. There's no need to be running back into it. I think third eye and base chakra just means work on your foundation and trust your gut. That's really what I'm seeing with those messages. Let's go ahead and get into the week to week. So all my cards are in the upright position, of course. So if any of them fall in reverse, it's just the way Spirit intended the message. Just give it a quick little shuffle. I'm gonna get these guys acclimated to your energy. Alright. Let's see what's going on week 1 for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. The World card is here. Completion, ending chapters. I'm really happy that's here. With Two of Swords. Okay, I like that too for y'all. I'm gonna explain the cards like week to week once I have the whole spread out. So give me just a second. What else we got here? I knew that was gonna pop up for you. I didn't say it in the beginning because I didn't want to like get nobody's hopes up. But I was just thinking in my head. I was like, why am I talking about relationships? I feel like love is gonna pop out. Let's see what that's being written down by. What's it being written down by? Ooh, I like that, actually. Page of Pentacles. I love that y'all have so much earth energy here right now. Yeah. Alright, let's do the last week, and then I'm going to fix this and make it all cute. I like that. 8 of Wands for y'all. Alright. Bottom deck is the Star, by the way. Good luck coming your way. Things are beginning to align for y'all. Things are beginning to make sense. Okay. Alright, Leos. So, the first, let me fix this a bit. My bad. Alright, so first week we have the World card and the Two of Swords. So first week I think is a huge week for y'all. I think this is like your time to set the month up. It can be a good month, it can be a bad month, Leo, and it's up to you. I love that the World card is here. This represents completion, endings, closure, things wrapping up. That old life of yours wrapped up. Donezo. So I think one thing y'all are gonna have to deal with is kind of like PTSD from that. Y'all gotta kind of have like where you're at physically in life now is not where you were, 2 months ago. And you're gonna have to make the mental and the spirit and the emotions match where you at now. Don't keep that in the past, which I think is gonna be like your struggle the first week, is trying to, mentally accept the fact that like you're okay now and you don't really gotta be on the defense the way you once were. And that's what I think like the Two of Swords being blind like it's about, because it really sticks out to me that this person has a blindfold on. And that's what I think is kind of like the reason why you're even at a crossroads right now, or that this card came up, is that y'all kind of gotta make the mental match. All right, so it's like you're not gonna be able to make a decision if you're not feeling like, how do I say this? You're not going to be able to make a decision if you're not realizing like the point you're at. It's kind of like, how are you gonna decide to go left and right if you don't even realize you're at this crossroads? You know what I mean? So I think it's about that. I feel like this crossroads is kind of like that decision, like, is it going to be a good month? Is it going to be a bad month? Am I going to be my own best friend this month, or am I going to be my biggest enemy? Because Leo struggles with ego. Y'all can so easily beat yourselves up the same way y'all can hype yourselves. And it's funny because Leos are known for like hyping themselves and being confident and having that kind of association. But I feel like Leos struggle the most with confidence sometimes, and can struggle the most with like feeling like they deserve it. And I think that there's like this level of like deserving that you're gonna have to work through. It's like a wound of deserving that you're gonna have to work through the first week. But I don't think it's like too hard of a wound to work through. Does that make sense? I feel like it's kind of like y'all just gotta realize that you're not in the dark. And that's going to be like the hardest thing, because I feel like Leos, a lot of you still think you are. Then we have the second week, we have the Lovers with 8 of Pentacles. So I see y'all working like on yourselves, on your goals, on your dreams, and that makes you very like attractive to people. And so I see like a new type of relationship popping up for y'all, and I feel like this person helps you career-wise. Like, I feel like they help you, like, make your dreams happen. You know what I mean? And they might just be a stepping stone, or they might be here for a minute, or they might be here for a long run. But either way, I think the key thing here is this person does not distract you from what you've already, what you're already doing. This person does not, distract you from all the work you've put into improving yourself and getting your life to where it's at now. This person, if anything, helps you progress. I see them kind of being on the same space, like kind of same like page as you, where like they too like just got out of like hard times, and so it's so important to the both of y'all that you don't like get back into that mindset, or get back into like, that rut that y'all pulled yourselves out of. And this connection can be platonic or romantic, but I think it's something that means a lot. Like, you mean a lot to them, and they're gonna mean a lot to you. And I can see them having Leo in like Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus as well, or even like Mercury. Like, they either like talk like you, and so that makes you guys like attracted to each other, or they have the same love language as you, and that makes y'all very attracted to each other. For the third week, we got Page of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. So 4 of Pentacles got 2 meanings to it. The first, like, outer layer meaning is that, security, like, you are going to be good on that material level. The underlying meaning of it is possessiveness, possession, being too controlling, the fear of losing that security. I think that's what y'all are going to have to work on your third week, and that's not just money-wise. I think it's just working on, like, your fear of losing, yourself and the life that you've built, and all the work that you put in. And like I said, that's all about your mental and your emotions and your spirit trying to match where you're at now, and y'all not being on the defense anymore. So I see y'all kind of having to work with possessions, and you might have to work on being possessive over that lover. I don't think this lover is like is gonna take that. Like, I don't think this person is gonna handle, you know, you controlling them, because like I said, they're on the same page as you, where they just got their life back too. They're not trying to give it to nobody. Page of Pentacles, to me, this is like your sign to keep going, to further whatever it is you're doing. This is also, I like to take this as a sign to get whatever tools necessary it is that you need. If you need a laptop to further what you're doing, do that. If you need a camera to further what you're doing, get that. It's kind of like this is your month to get the tools, so that way when June rolls around, you have everything you need to make it happen, to boom, to progress, to get this ball rolling. So I feel like this is your month to gather your tools. Fourth week, I see some type of sudden change. I see some type of sudden change that it's a good change, but it kind of makes y'all think, it kind of confuses y'all. It kind of makes y'all like question whether or not you're doing the right thing. There's almost this level of like, am I living the life I want? Like, now I got out of the shadows, now I'm feeling good, now I'm feeling a little bit better, but you know, where's home at? Which direction do I go out from here? You know, it's kind of like, it's like I see y'all on this new journey. I kind of think of like the Fool card, like you just started this new journey, but you're a little bit lost on like, which direction do I walk? And I think that all has to do with figuring out what it is you want, Leo, because I think it's like you can have whatever. What is it that you want? You know, do you want to, you know, start a freaking tarot business and, you know, be a YouTuber? You can do that. Do you want to, you know, go back to school and further your education? You can do that. But I think that's the hard part, is y'all don't know what you want. But I see like this sudden change happening to y'all. It's kind of like, it's like a, how do I say this? It's like a, I don't want to say game changer. It's kind of like, or like the balls dropping, but it's kind of like a change that changes direction. Like, you know, you make your choice or whatever the first week, and then the last week y'all kind of get like a switch up. Like, y'all kind of get thrown off, and I think it's a good type of thrown off. And I think it's like a, just like kind of like a point where you get to sit with yourselves and decide, like, am I passionate about what I'm doing? Is this life actually going to make me happy? And that's like a, like, kind of like what Venus does, is Venus like comes in, and especially like when it's in retrograde Gemini, it forces us to have like that honest conversation with ourselves about what matters. And I feel like that's what you guys figure out this month, is what matters to you, Leo. Like, what do you want to take with you next month when y'all soar? That's kind of what this month is about. It's like, gather your materials and figure out what and who you want to take with you when y'all, you know, soar. And let's get back to that crowning moment I was talking about, where I was talking about like y'all's perspective on yourself is the biggest thing here. I see y'all need to spend more time with yourself, some more time alone, some more time in the mirror, kind of just like building that relationship of trust. I feel like there was a distrust here within the self back in, you know, January and February, March, maybe not a little bit of April, but not too much in April. I think that started to fade out, but I feel like the first 3 months y'all did not fuck with yourselves. And I feel like now is a time for y'all to kind of like, you know, mend that relationship, because I don't think y'all are going to be able to accept the blessings coming your way if you don't think you deserve it. And that's why I was talking about that level of deserving. I see Leo's kind of like, I'm trying to like describe this energy because it's hard, but I see Leo sort of like the crown feels heavy on your head. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like, the crown feels heavy on your head right now. I feel like it's kind of like y'all just got out of, like, you know, some hard-ass times, and everybody expects y'all to be strong. Everybody expects y'all to know what you want. And, like, this is y'all's month to figure it out, but, like, this is also y'all's month to, like, sit and reflect with yourselves and just analyze what happened to you. Because I feel like the last couple months have been hard. And so y'all have to sit with it and make your peace with it and, you know, try to figure out how you're going to heal from that. But y'all can, and y'all will. That's what I want you to know, is you can and you all will. But I feel like you guys kind of to some extent have some, like, environmental pressure or factors that kind of, like, you know, make y'all feel like you have to know what you want now. And I don't want this reading to add to that. I want y'all to know you have time. I want y'all to know that you can heal, you will heal, and to heal at your own pace. I feel like that Lover that comes in really helps you out with that, really, like, reminds you to take a second and breathe. That's what I feel like Leo needs to do, is breathe. I feel like y'all have been holding your breath all year, and then it's like you've been holding your breath all year, and now you just took an exhale, and now everybody wants you to go run a mile, when it's like, bruh, I just took my breath. You know what I mean? That's the energy I feel, and that's, I think, why the crown weighs heavy on Leo, because y'all didn't ask for it, but I think y'all step up to the plate. And I think that's exactly, like, what helps you realize your power, is y'all are like, damn, you know what, I really did run that mile after holding my breath all year. And I had the best time, too. You know, like, I had the best time out of everybody. I ran it the fastest. So I see y'all kind of have, like, an opportunity to step up to the plate and prove shit to yourself. And that really helps, like, mend your relationship with yourself. All right. Let's go ahead and pull some confirmation cards now. We could also try and pull some charms on that Lover card if y'all want. I'm kind of down for that. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Y'all got a lot of confirmation, but y'all need it. Y'all got the most out of all the signs. Alright, so the first card we have is Bring Love to the Situation. I love this card. I feel like this is about, we have New Moon in Aquarius, by the way. I feel like this is about bring love into yourself, bring love into your life, bring love into what you do. Like, chase that. Chase love. Like, make sure that you love what you're doing. Make sure you love your friends, that you love your family, you love the people around you, and get rid of the fucking people you don't, which I think you already did. But I think, like I said, there's this matter of, like, trying to fall back into love with life. I have a personal issue which reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So I think that personal issue is that crown sitting heavy on your head. I think y'all learn to wear it. And then I have Believe in the Impossible, Blue Moon. I feel like this is, like, a sign that, like, whatever it is you're dreaming of right now, whatever it is that, like, you know, you want or you desire, because we were talking about desire and having love for life. Whatever that is, you can have it. I have a time for healing, Balsamic Moon. I think that confirms what I was saying about take your time on healing. All right? Take your time on healing. And take your time on reflecting and really learn from this. Like, get wiser from this. And then I have Nothing is Set in Stone, Mutable Moon. I love this message because I feel like that nothing is set in stone is a gift. Like, nothing, you know, is written out in the cards for you and you have to follow. You kind of have, like, the ability to be fluid and go for whatever you want and chase whatever you want. There's a level of freedom that comes with nothing being set in stone. And then that prosperity lies ahead. I feel like that is just confirming that, like, y'all are gonna be good, and y'all are gonna have a lot of luck. I feel this month as well, because y'all have prosperity. Like, how many times you have it in the confirmation, and you have it twice in oracles. So I feel like this is like trying to tell y'all that, like, you know, you aren't in dark times anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and see what gift Venus is going to bring y'all. My throat's feeling kind of itchy too as I'm like in your energy. So I feel like some of y'all need to learn how to speak up, say what's on your mind. Ooh, 6 of Cups for your gift. I feel like this is the gift of like childhood like energy. You know, being playful, just having like a blissful time, not stressing too much. I feel like y'all, if you let this month be a good month, I feel like y'all kind of tap into that inner child and you learn how to have fun. And I feel like that's what that lover might do, maybe come in and bring some fun into this. This lover could be someone from the past, but I really don't believe it's someone from the past. I feel like this is not the time to relive your past. Or not relive your past, but I don't think this is the time to relive past people, alright? Because y'all spent so much time moving on from that, like, you don't want to be backtracking. I feel like the 6 of Cups is more like y'all get in tune with your childhood selves, like maybe y'all pick up a hobby that you used to love when you were a kid, or maybe y'all, you know, visit home again, and y'all get to eat grandma's pie again, and there's bliss in that. That's a gift all on its own, you know? And I see it too as like a lot of y'all make your younger selves proud. That's like a big message that rings true, like, and gives me chills. Like, a lot of y'all make your younger selves proud in some type of way. And, you know, I feel like y'all kind of like have more memory of your childhood this month too, and that helps y'all heal. Alright, Leo, so that was it for your reading. Comment down below if you're a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and if this resonated with you. The next time y'all see me, I'm going to probably be posting your love readings, so subscribe to my channel and follow and turn that bell on so you know when I am posting YouTube videos. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll leave that down below. It's 18+ only, but I post a lot more tarot stuff on there, like pick a card readings and stuff on there. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.